The first presumptive positive case of the coronavirus has been identified in Vermont.
And now today marks 5 years since that day you just saw where the first COVID-19 case was detected here in the Green Mountain State.
Our Claire Jones spoke with the state's epidemiologist to look back on the years of the pandemic.
Joining us now to discuss is state epidemiologist Patsy Kelso. Thank you so much for being here. And if you can think back to 5 years ago in 2020, how was Vermont preparing for the coronavirus?
We were getting early information as late as December of 2019, when the virus was first causing illnesses in China. We were getting regular updates from CDC and our colleagues nationally about what they were seeing. At first it was illness of unknown etiology, and then by mid-January or so it was determined to be a coronavirus.
And at that time leading up to these cases arriving here in the U.S., was there any discussion about it potentially becoming a pandemic and lasting as long as it did?
I don't think anyone anticipated that it would become the pandemic that it did. But there was certainly concern that it had the potential to cause a pandemic. And there was a lot of attention being paid to things like figuring out what the virus was that was causing the illness, developing new tests for it, just, all of the questions because it was a brand new virus and we didn't really know anything about it.
And with so many questions at that time versus what we know now, what did Vermont and state health officials learn from COVID?
We learned a lot. In particular, we learned how important it is to engage with the public in a transparent way, share information, even when the science is changing, as it does with the new virus, and information is changing and we need to change recommendations. That it's really key to share the information that you have when you have it, acknowledge that recommendations can change. It was really key that Vermonters listened to the governor and the health commissioner and others and followed guidance. They were so willing to take up the vaccine when it was first introduced, and I think overall we had pretty successful outcomes compared to some other states. Another thing that was really key was the importance of community partnerships. We couldn't have done the testing clinics and vaccination clinics and information sharing that we did without our community-based partners, healthcare providers, schools, long-term care facilities, and community-based organizations that serve Vermonters who are marginalized or disproportionately affected. It was really key to have those partnerships in place and to work with those groups to do what we needed to do to protect Vermonters.
Patsy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.